Hello. Good morning. I think we're gonna get started. We have an exciting days coming in today. We'll start by a recap from yesterday. We had a very interesting day, a lot of presentation of great papers with nice policy recommendation. We also had different panels with policymakers. We heard from them. We heard from practitioners. So today we're going to continue with the presentation of the paper, and we also have, yesterday we talked about how are we bridging the gap between research and policy, and today we have later on that panel happening. We also have our first keynote speaking with Anna Maria later on today. So exciting. So without any further ado, I'll hand over to Tuan.
Yeah, so I've been asked to give you a little bit of summary of yesterday, since you've seen everything. I'm not going to spend too much time. What I wanted to give you, because this is the third iteration of the research conference, and the first one was in Copenhagen. The second one, organized with Colombia, was done online. It was during COVID, and I want just to reflect on how far the research on forced displacement has gone. And 10 years after it really this inflection point of 2015 to 2016. In the first conference, the main papers we had were about establishing the existence of this issue. So data about the refugees and the forcibly displaced, the issue of humanitarian assistance, how we target aid was the overarching theme of all the papers we've got, and all the papers were presented. And then we moved to the second conference, where a lot of papers were about what do we do now in terms of legalization, do we know now in terms of food security, what do we do now in terms of health and issues. And now what we see, not only the quality of the papers have increased, but what we see also is thinking about the long-term integration of refugees. We were talking about social cohesion, as we've seen yesterday. We're talking about entrepreneurship. So the field is really moving towards, not talking about emergency people we don't know, or population we don't know. We are not looking at a population, a minority in a society that they've not necessarily chosen to be in, but looking at the longer term. And I think it's a very hopeful way. It's a very good direction that research is taking, and I'm very glad that what we do, what we see in research is really also reflecting the policy urgency of the time. So whether it's cohesion, whether it's long-term investment, whether it's entrepreneurship, education of children, this is all the themes that we've seen more and more. And we see not only more of those policy questions, but we also see the papers going closer and closer to the frontier of research in terms of methodology. So I stop here and move straight into the first academic session.